Hey YouTube, Rene here once again, this time with another pipe restoration project. Now, it's been a while since I've done these, and reason why is because, as you guys know, I've mentioned this before, it's like I don't have a good or any kind of video editing software or anything like that. I do everything on my phone. So, there's no way for me to really show you guys the process that I go through. I've done it in the past. Some of my videos do have it, but there others don't. And there's been some comments on some of my videos, where people would ask, hey, well, why didn't you how come you're naming your videos pipe restoration projects when you don't show the project, the process? And I gotta be honest, that's that's kind of true. I really did feel that that was a valid point. So that's kind of why I stopped making these for a while. But I'm gonna try this a little different here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here with this pipe. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do. I'm not going to show you, the whole process, because that's just too boring, and I don't want the video to be super long or anything like that. I don't want to upload a 30-minute video or anything like that, because that's just going to be too boring. And like I said, I don't have any way of editing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what I'm about to do. And then in the next video, I'll show you, the result of that, and then I'll tell you my next step, and we'll go from there. And I'm gonna try and do this in as little videos as possible. All right, so let's get into it, guys. What we have here is a Sasieni 4-dot pipe. Now this pipe here has a pristine bit, what I call a pristine bit, which is that right there is already half the battle won already. About the only problem that I noticed right off the bat was that the rim was heavily charred, and it was already kind of burned up. As you can see, I've already worked on that. What I had to do was I had to bring it down just a little bit. I sanded it down to get about as much of an even rim as I could, without having to work too much. One of the things that I found was when I cleaned the bowl, I found that this bowl had been repaired in the past. I guess using pipe mud or carbon, or I don't know what, but it had been repaired. So when I started taking the what I thought was the cake, well, it was heavily caked, but when I started taking it all off, that's when I started realizing, oh, okay, it had been repaired. So unfortunately, it is a pipe that probably more than likely is probably going to heat up. The bowl is probably going to get a little hot, maybe, I don't know. But all in all, it's a great pipe. It's got a couple of fills right there. But now, as you can see, one of the first things we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of this shine. This shine here is, I don't know, some sort of finish, like shellac finish or something like that. And usually what I find is that when you have this kind of a finish on it, it usually means that somebody was trying to cover something up. So first things first is I'm going to get rid of this this finish here. Now, before I start, disclaimer here, all right? I'm not a professional, and what I do, is it the right way of doing things? Is it the only way of doing things? No, it's not. It's just the way I do it, and it works for me, okay? So now, starting with this, there's a lot of ways to get rid of this, okay? One of the ways that I know of is to use acetone and steel wool to get rid of it. I myself don't like to do that simply because I just can't, I don't know, well, I feel weird about putting acetone on a pipe that I'm going to smoke. So I just don't do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use 220 grit sandpaper. Okay, that's what I'm going to use now. What that does, of course, it scratches the wood, but that's fine. This is briar wood, and you know, scratching is not a big deal. Okay, you guys can, if you scratch the wood, you know, you can always sand it down more, and it'll be fine. So you know, there's not that big of a worry to doing something like that. It really isn't, and it, you know, it works nicely. It'll come out looking like this. So that's what I'm about to do. That's going to be the first step, and then I will come back in the next video, and I'll show you what I'm going to do after that. All right, compadres, comadres. As always, thank you for watching. If you still are, y vayan con Dios.